So we're on the way to the gym right now. Usually start my days off, hit up the gym, and then from there we'll kind of transition into a 4-hour deep work block after we have breakfast and rip a shower. So we'll be hitting that work block. I gotta do a lot of back-end stuff today for the webinar prep for one of my clients. And then also gonna be chopping this vlog up, oh shit, and then filming a little bit more content back home. Gotta get some YouTube videos out. But I think the reason I'm trying to film myself a lot more now is one of the biggest kind of issues I feel like I see in the online money space, make money online, whatever you want to call it, is, bro, people don't show anything. Everything is gatekept, right? Everything. It's fucking comment this to get this, you know, whatever. And nobody shows the like actual real raw reality of a day in the life of what they're doing, right? And this is gonna be complete, like, I'm gonna try to keep this as raw as possible, right? I'm not trying to stuff up my day to show you guys some non-realistic day that I do. Like, this is genuinely what I do most days, right? So hopefully this acts as kind of an output you can look into to get an idea of, you know, how some guys work, what it's like to do this, because genuinely I just feel like so many people have no idea what anyone's doing online every single day, you know, and I kind of want to bridge that gap. And something else I want to mention is kind of the fact that, like, people don't have the skills to do content, right? And as someone who helps my clients, you know, with content, with marketing, etc., it's really important that, you know, I can kind of prove that I understand content as well, right? So I think training myself to film myself a lot is going to be a really good muscle to have to obviously not only grow my personal brand, which is cool and great, but to just understand content at a higher level, right? So I can serve my clients better. Because to be honest, if I can grow a personal brand, you know, to 10,000 to 20,000 followers that converts well, it's like, why can't my clients do that, right? There's no excuses. So that's another big kind of motivator behind a lot of why I'm doing this, is to really just prove to myself that I can actually do content as well. But we're hitting a little leg day today. Not fucking excited. No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited. I like legs. It'll be fun. Gonna walk out there not knowing how to walk, so let's do it. Let's get it. Just finished up at the gym. Dude, something I was thinking about in the gym was, like, this is my first time filming myself in the gym, and I got a couple weird looks, but other than the couple weird looks, it's like, bro, nobody even noticed. Like, so many people are scared to film themselves in public, or, you know, go out and do something embarrassing or cringe. But the reality of it is that the cringe thing is almost always what's going to get you to where you want to be in life, right? If you want to, you know, do great things, you need to do cringe things. You need to do things that haven't been done before, right? Any single inventor, any single pave maker who's ever actually done anything big, they had to do something weird. I mean, how do you think, like, we got to the moon because someone had the crazy idea to go to the moon, right? It's like, probably everybody thought they were insane, cringe, wasn't gonna work, they were wasting all this money on going to the moon. You know, they probably didn't even fucking think the moon was a real thing. But, you know, next thing you know, we landed on the moon. It's the same principle, right? I think that a lot of people need to just get over themselves and just do the cringe thing. It's like, if you want to be like everyone else, then do what everyone else is doing and don't do anything different. Don't be different, right? Don't do something cringe. Sure, you'll die, you know, satisfied that you were accepted by everyone around you. You know, you didn't do the cringe thing. No one gave you weird looks, but congrats, you didn't do anything notable either. We're gonna rip back home. We're gonna cook up a nice breakfast, take a little shower, and then we'll get into the deep work block. I'm excited to tell you guys what I'm working on. We got some big things coming up. Stuff for clients, software I'm building too. That's gonna be really helpful for the agency. You guys are gonna get a sneak peek on all that stuff, so. We're gonna cook up some work. I'm gonna show you some sneak peeks on the software I'm building, and then some just general work I do for my clients. We're gonna cook, and then, yeah, let's run the time lapse. I want to show you guys exactly like how I'm using Cloud Code, because I don't think a lot of people understand like how to use it, how to utilize it. But this right here is essentially Obsidian. So this is basically every single piece of context, every file, every single thing I've ever chatted with Cloud Code, it's right there. So it can reference back to anything when I actually ask it, right? Now this is its memory. A lot of people don't have this, so when they're using Cloud Code, what happens is, you know, you ask a prompt, you ask something, and it has no idea what you're talking about. It's going to kind of figment things, it's going to make up things. It doesn't have anything to actually refer back to. So you have to set up systems like this and a memory system so that when you're actually working, if you have questions or you need to consult you on anything, it can actually refer back to SOPs, past conversations, etc. All right, so we just edited 2 pieces of content, and I posted up on Trial Reels, so that's 4 pieces of content out today. Posted a couple story sequences. I'm gonna post some more stories later. And then also I have been cooking with Claude on the software. We've been making sure things actually work and that the database is basically linked up with everything and it's tracked across the whole platform. So that way when setters, closers, anyone actually inputs any values, it is accurate and it makes sense. Low-key I was just fucking scrolling on Instagram. I got distracted. But now I have to, I'm going to make an edit over, or kind of like going over my travels in Tokyo and Korea. And then, yeah, we're going to cook up some lunch. And then I need to do a little bit of mindset stuff. I need to rewrite my vision, really kind of dial in my future and make sure that every single action I take every single day is aligned with the person I'm trying to become. Because I have really big goals and visions for myself, but it's just a matter of making sure those actually happen. And you can completely control your reality, completely control where you go in life by pretty much brute forcing it and forcing it to happen. So if you know and you have a very clear vision of exactly what you want to do, the way you feel, the things you have, the way you talk, everything like that, you can make it happen. So I'm going to give some time to that to kind of rewrite my vision. I haven't rewritten it in about 3 months. We've had a good, pretty long work day today. Filmed a lot of content, did good client work, been cooking up with Claude all day. Had a long call with our DM setter, got them all set up and ready for going through, setting in the Discord, setting in Instagram, really ramping up this offer because I think we have the potential to hit $50,000 a month with this offer within 3 months. Like, absolutely. So much potential with it. But yeah, now we're gonna go rip go-karting with the boys for a couple hours, and then we're gonna come back and then rip some more work. So just a reminder to, you know, it's important to have fun sometimes, right? People can get caught up in working like day in, day out. And don't get me wrong, I think working day in, day out is really important. But I think there's something to be said about, having fun sometimes, time to yourself to meditate. Oh my gosh, meditate especially. Go for a walk, go for a run, whatever it is that really just allows you to kind of free your mind of work for a little bit and enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? And life. You know, I don't want to be the guy that kind of misses out on my childhood because I'm just building and building and building and grinding and grinding and grinding. And even though I love the hustle, I love making content, I love building stuff with Claude, I love doing this, right? Still, it's work at the end of the day, right? And I mean, it's play to me, but it is like a sense of work. I'm in this chair all day, right? So it's important to have time for yourself. Go, do what you want, go have fun. You're not going to lose that much money. You're not going to ruin your life by having some fun sometimes. So, well, we're going to rip go kart. I'm going to keep that on a vlog for you guys if I can. I don't know if I can film on those little go karts, but rip that. And then we'll be doing some good mindset stuff tonight too. So, fire. So, we made it back from the go karting. Pretty fire. Good time. Came like fourth out of like 10 people. So, like, not too bad. But, it was a good time. Had some fun with some friends. Back at the desk, gonna get like probably 30 minutes more work done. And then I'm gonna do my kind of right before bed routine, what I usually do. Usually journal, and then I'll stretch, and then have a little bit of water, and then I'll head to bed. Usually what I kind of write in my journal, I think a lot of people don't really know what to write. But what I write personally is I usually just kind of go over my goals for the day. I will write out tomorrow's plan. So my kind of three most needle moving activities for my biggest goals that I have set. So I usually kind of give myself goals, quarterly goals, and then I figure out kind of what daily activities are most needle moving that can actually get me to those goals by the end of the quarter, right? For me right now, that's going to be posting a lot of content, focusing on finishing my software for the agency, and then focusing on the marketing for one of my clients, like really heavy. But yeah, I mean, today was a great day. Tomorrow we're going to crush it again. Going to have a nice early morning, hit up the gym. Tomorrow's week points, so that's going to be fire. But something I wanted to mention before I kind of close off my little mini vlog thing is that a lot of people don't actually know what it takes to build a skill, to build kind of all their foundations to, and especially their mindset, to actually get to where they want to be in life. And I think that's something that I've personally struggled with a little bit, was really like building a skill. And I'm now making it a high priority to focus heavily on content. I'm going to be filming as much as possible, trying to not only get better at articulating my thoughts for the camera, but being able to find lessons in my everyday life to share with you guys. I think I might have mentioned this earlier in the car, but it's really a muscle that you can train to get good at talking to a camera, because you obviously, I'm talking to you right now, but I mean, I'm looking at a fucking camera. Like, I can't actually see you on the other side of the screen. So it's going to be something I'm going to really practice, and through messy action, through trial and error, through consistency, it's really the only way I'm going to get better at this, right? And I think something a lot of people get wrapped up in, that I was getting wrapped up in, was they don't know what to have as their first post. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to position themselves. And I do think that brand positioning is extremely important, right? And you should give it some serious thought. I have given some thought behind this, but to be honest, it's more important that you get the messy action, the messy reps out of the way first, because those are exactly what's going to lead you to figuring out your positioning, your angle, your format, your style, whatever it is, right? It's through messy action and testing and data, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to take a messy action, post a lot of different formats, styles, maybe add some editing here and there, and just see what works for me, right? Because that's kind of what you have to find out on your own. And there's no fucking Claude skill. There's no 3-tip hack. There's no secret to it, man. The real secret that no one talks about because they're not man enough to kind of say it and just spit it up, but it really is to just put in the reps and do the dirty work, right? Crawl through the mud when you don't want to crawl through the mud. Do the dirty dishes your mom told you to do, right? Like, it sounds silly, but and it sounds cliche, but you do just have to put in the reps. The more reps you put in, the more you will get out at some point. Every single action that you put into something, whether it is building a skill, building a relationship, building a business, building your body, every single rep that you put in, it counts. There is an output at some point. And that some point, you might never know when that point comes, right? It could come in 3 months, it could come in a week, it could come in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is that point, but it is coming, right? So if you treat that every single day, those inputs you're putting in have meaning and have direction and are pushing you ahead in life, and at some point will repay you 10x, if not 20-fold more than what you're putting in now, I'm sure you would put in the work. You would do the work, you'd put in the reps, and take the messy action it takes to get there. Because it's the truth. I mean, if you look at any single successful business owner, they have all had to do cringe things, different things than anybody else, make huge sacrifices, huge risks, and every single time it has paid off, right? I'm going to rewrite my vision tonight. I want to really dial in exactly what I want to achieve in the next 9 months, or by the end of the year, I should say, so the next 6 months. And I'm going to set some big goals for myself. I'm going to set some uncomfortable goals for myself because that's the only way to push yourself forward. If you do not feel a mini fire, if you do not feel uncomfortable when you're trying to achieve something, you cannot make progress as fast. Someone who knows they're going to die in 90 days is going to do everything in their power to live their life or do the most fulfilling things that they can, right? They might give away all their money to charity. They might go travel the world. They might go tell their family they love them, right? They might go hang out with their friends. They're just going to care a lot more because they have a fire under their ass. They have 90 days. And again, I know it sounds dramatic, but if you apply the same principle to your life and you give yourself hard deadlines with real goals, right? And I mean, you can even add consequences if you don't hit those goals. I'm not the biggest fan of negative kind of training, if you will, or negative feedback, but you can do that if that's what helps. And it makes you work. It's going to make you work no matter what, right? It's going to push you forward. So I think I'm going to end it there. Little yap tangent, but you guys are going to be seeing a lot more content. I'm going to be figuring out my style on this a lot. Remember this, you already have it figured out, you just cannot see it yet.